to ceiling. And then come to neutral. Now turn the head to one side. So turn it to the left, look over the shoulder, turn it to the right. As you do these, place your hands in front of the chair, push into the chair, and keep the opposite shoulder back, right? So we're trying to be able to turn the head without bringing. See, we don't want to bring the shoulder with us. You want to try and keep that opposite shoulder back and really get that stretch. Stretch. Last time here. And look center. And now our tilt, right? So now tilt the ear. Woo, and lift up. Tilt the ear. And lift up. I think we're going to add a little arm work with this one. So come into this like low V, low W arm. Tilt it to the left and then extend that right arm away. Feeling that nice stretch down that side. Good. Bring the arm back in. Bring the head back in. Other side. As the ear tips to that shoulder, extend the arm away. Reach. Good. Bring it back home. And again, tip that ear. And again, you're just trying to move the head, right? So not the shoulders, not the waist, not the hips. And bring it in. Last time, tip. And reach, 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 reach. And lower down and release. Good. Coming on to a little jaw facial massage, right? So take your knuckles, right? Bend those fingers in. And just start to give yourself nice little circles. Moving around the jaw, underneath those cheekbones. And then coming up across the forehead, right? Just kind of smooth out across the forehead. Good. Just creating a little bit of pressure there. One more. Nice. And then our little mouth stretches. So everyone's going to make a nice wide mouth and then make a small mouth. Scrunch those lips together and then a wide mouth and a small mouth and a wide mouth. Stretch that jaw and a small mouth and coming to neutral. Nice. Let's take the band in our hands now. And then just hold it shoulder distance. So I put my thumb through on the bottom. My palms are flat on top because it gets tiring to kind of hold this grip. So if you can have this nice flat palm, it should be a little kinder to those wrist joints. And then inhale, lift those arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Right here, turn your glutes on and see if you can sit taller. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. 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 Bring the band up behind the head here. Create enough tension. It's like you're creating a little hammock here for the head. Nice. And now just feel, push the head back into the band and the band into the head. And again, just kind of feel how you might get a little activation, a little bit of stretch through the back of the neck. Again, these muscles get overstretched and very weak sometimes as we, again, tend to look down throughout the day. Good. And release, bringing the band out in front of you. And now we're going to take a little high row or making a W parallel to the floor. Row, pull those elbows back behind you and then release to the front. And pull, shoulder blades come together right here. Good. And release. Shoulder blades squeeze and release. Shoulder blades squeeze and release. Shoulder blades squeeze and release. And squeeze, release. Good. Now hold the arms out here. Now you're going to make the letter W, but you're going to bring it up. You're going to kind of just tap your forehead and then lower those forearms down. If this is too much on anyone's shoulder, kind of just take a break or go back to the straight arm raises. But again, we're just kind of working those rotator muscles here. Woo. Lift and lower. 2 more. I promise, last one, and then we get to put this band down and release. Good. Shake it out. Coming into those puppet arms now, right? So now we just can release any tension and start to move our spine a little bit more here. Keep breathing. Kind of just take notice if you've been like holding the breath or not really inhaling and exhaling. Start to inhale through your nose and exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale and out. One more and down. Nice. Coming into that figure 8. So reach those arms up to the left and swish down and around and up. Nice. So nice circling. Good. Excellent. Once you start going, it should be a nice, pretty easy pattern, but then we're going to switch it up and reverse. So we're going to stop at the top and go the other direction. I know this way's harder for some reason to get going. Again, it's good for the brain. Work both sides. Woo. And down. Nice. Take some nice big shoulder rolls. Reach, reach back, lift those shoulders. And then reverse, right? Lift them up and around. Lift, 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 lift. Oof, and release. Okay, I want to do a little breathing today with our band before we even move on to hundreds. So I want everyone to take the band behind their back, right at the bottom of the ribs, right? Kind of right under the chest. Crisscross it in front of the chest. And just grip, tighten up enough so you just feel the band. It shouldn't be too tight, but you do feel it against the rib cage. We're going to breathe into this band. So I want you to inhale and exhale. So see, I have the band wrapped around the back of me and then crisscrossing in the front. And now inhale. See if you can like push the band out and then exhale. The band should release. And exhale, right? So again, the best image is going back to that idea of a corset. You're trying to push those lungs out, expand that corset, and then exhale, soften. So there's room. Inhale, breathe. And exhale. Inhale, push. And exhale. And it's okay if this doesn't quite make sense. A lot of times we don't breathe as deep as we can, and this is just a tool to kind of help us become more aware. And exhale. And release. Nice. Then just open the band up with the elbows down by our sides so that band is still behind our back. And then just rotate those shoulders open here. Good. And return. Rotate. And return. Good. This is another great one to stretch the front and return. Spread those collarbones wide, make them smile and return. And open and return. So again, make sure your elbows are really close to the body because when they come out here, we're not going to get that full range of motion. So those elbows really need to stay in tight. And you're really going to then work that shoulder. And then we're going to stay out here and you're going to stretch the band and bring it in. Stretch the band and bring it in. push the band away and lower it. So I'm kind of expanding my W and then making a better W. Reach, reach. Now hold it out here. You have to create enough tension with this one. You're going to make a big hug or a big kind of cat. You're going to round, round, round forward. Bring the arms in front. Push your back into the band. Feel that stretch. Open up to your cow. Look up to the ceiling. Stretch the band around again. Give yourself a hug, right? You're pulling that band across the back, rounding into that mid and low back, and then open everything up. Good. One more time. Reach, 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 reach. Hug, hug, hug. And open back up. And relax the arms for a moment, but stay here. A little twisting with the band again, just to help give us feedback. So if you have to kind of readjust, sit tall, take a nice inhale. Start to turn to your left and just kind of feel the band again on the back. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Feel the band. Inhale, center. Lift, lift, lift. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale, center. Again, this is just really nice feedback. So we can really tell that we're sitting up straight. We're pulling our ribs in. We're not overarching. Inhale, center. Last set. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale. And come home and down. Nice. Shake it out. Bringing the band across your lap. Just tipping our pelvis side to side now. So just place your hands on your hips and just kind of rock side to side. Right. Kind of just noticing how much nice movement you can have in your hip joint here. Tipping side to side. Good. And then coming to your neutral and just small little pelvic tilts front to back, right? So you're just going to tuck your pelvis as if you were going to roll back and then shift the pelvis so it tips forward and you kind of look up. So even if you place your hand kind of right here behind your low back, right? We're going to curl and then we're going to release and curl and then slowly release. So again, a nice way to just get the blood flowing, especially to our lumbar spine area. Good. Excellent. And come back to neutral. Okay, hundreds. I want everyone to fold their band in half today. And then hold the ends of it. And sit forward on that chair, right? This is our breathing exercise. Really, every time we exhale, we pull the belly button in. So you're going to start pumping your arms. Inhaling. Exhale, pull the belly button in. Inhale. Exhale. We can add a leg lift. Inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. The leg doesn't have to get high. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. One more set, almost there. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. And release, shake it out. Good work. Taking the band off to the side, back to on the back of the chair, perhaps. Okay, this next one, we're going to do a little bit of ab work. We're going to hold our arms here, again, just to kind of work the upper body. If you're feeling extra energy and strong today, you can take 1 or 2 pound weights and just hold them. but your choice. If this gets too heavy, by all means, put the weights down. Sit forward in that chair. And here you go. You're just going to inhale, exhale, float the right leg up. Inhale, put it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Good, keep going. I'm just going to try and show you, right? Your ab is lifting that leg. Exhale, stomach pulls in. So the knee is light, the quad is light. I'm not even lifting very high. Just bringing awareness to those abdominals. Exhale. It's a small move, but you can find that kind of small little abdominal work. Nice. Last time. And lower those arms down for a moment. Nice, shake it out. Now a little alternating tap. So hold those arms up again with or without weights. And we're gonna inhale, exhale, tap the opposite knee, opposite hand. Inhale, exhale to lift. Inhale, center. Exhale to lift and reach. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. And exhale. And exhale. 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 Nice, last set. And arms down. Nice work. Staying here, just take a moment to take a nice bicep curl. Sticking just with 2 pound. If you would like to go up to 5 pound, please do so. Curl and release. Good. Curl and release. So again, even though you're using light weights for biceps, I want you to think when you're exhaling and you're squeezing right here, you're still pulling your stomach in. Right? We're kind of strengthening our own natural weight belt. Pull the stomach in. Again. And down. Okay, walk the feet together. We're going to do our clamshells without our band today. So we've done these in the past seated. Today, you're going to just glue the legs together, lift the heels, holding the weights again right here, again, with or without weights. As you open the hip and the knees, open the arms and close. So now I want everyone to do this nice and slow and controlled. So we don't need to just send the knees out with momentum. I want you to really think that you're pushing like a heavy, heavy door open with both legs. Nice. Concentrating on those muscles around the hip. Do that outer thigh, all the way down to your heels. And then even your inner thigh. Press open and release. Great. And release. Widen those legs out to the side for our roll downs. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, roll to the floor. Now is a great time to drop those weights underneath your chair and just shake the head out. No, here, just kind of give it a gentle shake. Let the spine just kind of open up and then prepare to roll up. Inhaling and then exhaling, lift back on up. Nice. Let's take that one more time. Inhale. You can hinge forward if that feels better to you. And then once you're parallel to the floor, just let the head drop. Again, feel that nice stretch through the low back here. And then inhale, pull your belly in. Your stomach has to help you roll up. Up, up, and release. Great. Let's take our band back. Taking it onto the right foot. So now you can sit back into the middle of your chair. I know this gets a little bit of challenging on the hips sometimes if we're really not working that quad. So If you sit in the middle of the chair, it gives you a little bit more support. So sitting up nice and tall, we're gonna push and pull, right? So I'm gonna drag my knee in and I'm gonna push it back out and pull in and push. Right, so think of this as kind of a one-legged squat, but we're just using the band for resistance today. A little later, we'll do the standing, both legs on the floor. And then hold that leg straight out, sweep it in, sweep it in, sweep it in, trying to kind of focus on that inner thigh. Sweep in, 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 in. Hold it in and then circle, circle, circle. Reverse your circle, other way, other way. And lower down. Now do slide forward. Lift your leg to your height. So maybe it's here and maybe it's bent knee, right? Everyone's different with their flexibility. Go where you can and then pull the belly in, lift the leg with the band, rock back, tap the back of your chair with your shoulder blade, and then rock forward. Right, so we all should be in a nice, safe range of motion here. Lift back, and here's where you're going to challenge your stretch. Push the foot into the band, and then come back. Good, and again, rock back, lift that leg. Woo, I feel that under my hamstring, up through my glute. One more, rock back, push, push, push into that band, and then come forward, and now you can place the heel down and stretch in this direction. So now you're going to get that calf stretch, hopefully. So I'm hinging, and I'm going to pull on that band so I can feel right behind maybe the calf, sometimes even up right behind the knee. And release. Sitting back up, give that knee that leg we just worked, that right leg, a little hug. Yep, just coming into a little, yep. Good, put it down. Before we go to the other side, we're gonna do what I call beats. So sit again in the middle of your chair. Can we hold our legs out in front of us? If you need to hold on underneath the chair, do so here. Turn the legs out so both the heels reach, and then tap the legs open and close. Tap, 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 like you're a little seal. Tap, 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 working inner thighs. Good, and then go on to little scissors. Crisscrosses. Crisscross, crisscross, crisscross. Woo, and then beats 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Woo, butterfly those legs. Excellent. So we usually do those in a mat class as we transition to the other leg. So now take the band around that left foot and sit back into that middle of the chair. So it's a little bit easier to sit up, right? And then we're gonna pull the leg into us and push out. Pull it in, ooh, and push. And drag it in and push out. And push. And push. 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 9, 10, hold it out there, little inner thigh, press to the center, to the center, to the center, internal, push. Good, push and hold, little circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, reverse, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yes, then our tree. Okay, slide a little bit more forward. And again, this side may be different, right? So we may be a little bit more bent. We might be able to get a little straighter, and we're gonna rock back, tap the back of our chair, good, and bring the leg forward. Nice, rock back, feel that stretch, maybe from the knee to the hip, and forward, and back. Ooh, one more, rock, tuck the tailbone. Good, and then as we come forward, we place the heel on the floor, and then we hinge with a nice flat back here. right? So your sternum, the chest bone is reaching forward. So we're not rounding this one. I want us to be nice and flat looking forward. And again, as much as you can flex at that ankle, that's why I'm giving you the band today. Feel that behind your calf, even behind the knee. And release. Nice. All right, coming into our side bends and then into our saw. So hands behind the head, feet nice and flat, and you can come a little bit wider now. And we're going to inhale up and over to the right, kind of stretching and working that oblique, and then exhale, pull the stomach in. Inhale to the left. Exhale, scoop and lift. Keep going, inhaling, exhaling, and make sure the waist is doing it. So these muscles right here, I'm just kind of showing where I want you to feel it. And exhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale over. And exhale. Exhale. Now take a stretch, right? Reach over, look down to the right floor, hug the head in with both elbows. Today I'm getting a nice stretch right through that upper and mid shoulder blade. Open up the elbow and then lift back up. Nice. Other side. So we reach over and then we look down to the floor and then bring that opposite elbow into us. Again, feeling a stretch through that shoulder. Open up the elbow, lift back up, and release the arms down. Coming into our saw, we reach our arms to a T. Good. Turn to your right. Reach down towards the floor. Maybe you get to your knee, maybe to the calf, maybe to the floor. And then roll on up. Good. Other side. We inhale. We twist. We start to reach and lower towards the floor. Take your back arm, roll the shoulder in, palm up, and look back. And roll up. One more time each side. So we twist, and you kind of create this diagonal line as you lower. Back palm lifts up, kind of trying to twist further, maybe even look towards that back palm. Good, and roll up. Last time, turn, reach down. And again, just gently, imagine I were there, just gently turning your spine right towards the wall behind you. Lift on up and come center. Nice. Everyone take a nice breath. Take a sip of water if you need to right here. Okay. All right, we're going to come into then some seated push-ups today. So again, you're sitting now, bring those legs in hip distance, just nice and parallel, feet flat on the floor. Placing your hands right on the top of your knees. So you're going to inhale, you're going to lower yourself down, hinging. Elbows are just right behind you, and then push yourself back up using your upper back muscles. Lower down. And then imagine you're using your shoulder blades, that mid back, to lift something heavy behind you. And lower down. And see if you can feel a little tricep, right? These muscles right behind here. And lower. And lift. Good. And lower. And lift. And lower. I know, so push-ups are never anyone's favorite, but they're so important to help us keep that back strong. Reach. So we just have to find ways to be able to do them. That's not going to put so much pressure on our other joints. And release. Nice. So now continuing on with the tricep, take your hands to the front of the chair and slide forward. So we did this a few weeks ago. This is this bridge. This is a little bit more challenging. So the first version is we just push our palms into the chair, straighten our arms, and just perch off the chair. Right? I'm not even lifted off the chair yet, and release. Push. Just notice how that makes our arms nice and strong. Our shoulders are away from our ears, and release. Excellent. One more like that. Push, 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 and release. Then, if we'd like to add on, you can push, slide your bottom off the chair. Yep, and then slide it back on. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can kind of see how it should look. So if I'm pushing and I'm going to just slide my bottom, now my upper body, my shoulders, my triceps, my butt is working to help hold me here. And then carefully return. Good. One more time, right? I'm going to draw my shoulder blades back. I'm going to straighten my arms. I'm going to send my hips forward. Hold. And release with control. Good work. Take a stretch here. Bring that left arm across the body. So again, that's just a nice variation of shoulder bridges, which many people, right, we do on the floor, on our mats where we just lift our hips. But the idea of using the arms as well to support us, we get to work more muscle groups that way. And then as well as this tricep stretch today, right? Take the arm behind the back. I know this is always the one. You got to grab the elbow with the opposite hand. There you go. I know. And then maybe, this is the harder one, I know. Maybe we can reach back and grab our fingertips. Maybe they'll touch. Maybe not. It's okay. Release the arms. Other side. So do the other arm, bring it up to the ceiling. And then grab that elbow. Right, so even this should be a nice enough of a stretch. And then maybe the arm comes down, we rotate, get that palm facing out behind us. This side is harder for me. Whew. And release. Nice, coming into swans. So now we get to sit way back. Take your hands behind your head and you're sitting firmly into the back of your chair. So hopefully you have a chair that can give you enough support back here. Lift the head. It's as if you're just kind of scooping the base of the skull up and over and arc over that chair. And come back center. Good, and lift. This is a very nice way to do some extension. Help open up the spine. And come back to neutral. And lift. 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 And return. Good. Let's take one more. Lift. Lift. Woo, nice. And return. Shake it out. Take a breath. So hopefully that felt nice, a nice stretch through the front of the body. Again, we don't go in that direction very often, so it's nice to counter all the kind of tightness we get into here through the day. Okay, now I would like to do some standing leg work. So I'm going to adjust my camera. Move my chair off to the side here. And I want us to come into the band and step into the center of it. Let me adjust my camera a little bit more. Oh, perfect. Okay, so I want our heels together and our toes apart. And then you're just holding this band kind of fairly taut. And we're going to take some baby knee bends. So keeping the feet on the floor, you're just going to bend the knees and then straighten the legs. And when you straighten, you can pull that band a little bit. So as we lower, we'll lose tension, but then pull the band, tighten your legs and lower and squeeze, lower and squeeze. Right, so just baby little squats, baby plies. Lower and squeeze. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Now bring your feet together. So just readjust on the band. You're going to glue your big toe, your ankles, inner thighs. So you've got one solid like mermaid leg. And here we go. We're going to bend and then straighten, pull up on that band. Bend and straighten and lower. Can we keep the knees glued together? Can we imagine we're pressing the legs towards one another? That's going to help the inner thigh. Bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Nice. One more. And pause. Open back out. So readjust on the band back to that. Let's make it a little wider. A little wider V. So my heels are apart, but I'm slightly turned out. I'm not quite parallel. So we're going to come into a knee bend into releve. So we're going to bend the knees and then we're going to straighten the legs and then you're going to lift the heels. Lower the heels, bend the knees, straighten the legs, tighten the glutes, push the big toes down, lift the heels and lower. Bend, straighten, lift your heels and down. Bend, straighten, use your glutes, lift and down. Bend, straighten, lift and down. Good. One more. Bend, straighten, lift and down. Good. Walk the feet back together. So now they're just hip distance. So maybe there's a little bit of space between the feet. Taking the band out to the sides. Let's see, this is a heavier band today. Take nice little arm circles. Reach, 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 reach. Good, and reverse. Bring it up and around to the front. Up and around to the front. Up and around. Up and around. Nice. And release. Take the band off and bring it to the side. Bring your arms to a T, palms facing out, and now just stand nice and tall. So I'm standing with my heels pressed together, my inner thighs pressed together, and I'm going to circle these arms. So again, I'm nice and strong through from the hips to the floor. I'm using my glutes here a little bit, drawing my stomach in. And then reverse your circles. Good, and then pulse the arms to the back. Pulse, 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 cross them in front. Pulse, 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 other arm on top. Pulse, 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 switch the top arm. Pulse, 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 switch. One more, pulse, 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 switch, and down. Nice, coming into a little move I call chopping wood. So everyone come a little bit wider today. This is just gonna get us moving throughout the whole body. Everyone lift their arms up to the front right corner. Kind of lift that heel, that opposite heel off the floor, and then you're just gonna bend and sweep to the floor. Good. And sweep back up. And sweep to the floor. Good. And lift back up. And lower down. Good. And lift back up. Make this nice line and lower. And lift. And lower. Good. One more time on this side. Lift. And lower. And come back to neutral. Other side. So if you want to take up a little bit more space and make it a little bigger, you can. Coming to this corner, right? So we make this line. Fingertips to toes. And sweep down. And lift back up. Sweep down. 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 Lift back up. Sweep. Lift. Sweep. Lift. One more. And arms down by your side. Nice. One more arm move before we go into our chair stretches. Bend the elbows, bringing the palms facing up. Lift the arms to the ceiling. Lower them down. Lift them back up and circle. So it's a little combination. We start here. We go up. We go down. We lift back up and circle. I know, coordination. Bend the elbows back home. We lift a box up. We lower it down. We lift an even heavier box up and circle. One more. Bend those elbows in at home. Push them up. Bring them down. Lift them up and take a big arm circle. Nice work. All right, now we can use our chair for our stretches. So keeping the chair facing the camera, right, with the back of the chair to the back wall. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Dive over, place your hands on the seat of the chair and walk your legs back, taking your L stretch. Right, so here's a nice opportunity to notice where you're tight or maybe a little looser now. Bend and straighten those legs. So if you're very tight behind the legs, behind the knee, it might feel better to bend the knee a little bit. And you're trying to keep your back nice and flat, pushing your palms into the chair. Good, and then straighten those legs. And then to add on, we can take our right leg up and just hold it with a bent knee in this little, I call it like flamingo or our stork. And then if that feels good to you, you can take the leg behind you, right? We've got our hands on the chair. So this is just balancing. Bend the leg on the floor as you lower the leg down, the other leg down. Bend the knees. Straighten the legs again. Take the other leg. First, we're just going to bend and lift it and hold it there. Just notice if that feels okay. Then maybe we straighten it behind us. We straighten both legs. We send our hips back. Again, working on our balance. Nice weight bearing on the foot here. And then carefully lower that leg down. Bend the knees. And then drop the hands to the floor. Pull the stomach in to roll on up. Nice work. Taking the inside leg onto the chair, so the one closest to the back. And then walk that foot on the chair all the way to the back edge of the chair. So my toe is at that back edge. So when I lunge, I get a nice stretch to this hip, to the outside hip, right? And the knee stays over that second toe, and then press back. And lunge forward, getting a stretch to this hip now, and back. And lunge forward, and back. And forward, and back. All right, everyone stay forward, right? Lunge. Take the outside hand. Inside hand can be on the chair. Side bend to the back of the chair. If you feel like balancing, you can take that hand off the chair and even just place it on your knee. So again, this is balance work with our side bend. Good. Lift yourself upright. Straighten the leg on the chair. Lift the toes. Here's another opportunity to hinge and stretch behind that calf muscle. You might have to lift the leg and adjust it. Maybe you can reach down to the shin, maybe even to the toe a little bit. Pull the toes towards you. So again, everyone's different here. It may be a bent knee still. It may be too much to straighten it. And that's okay. And then release. Stand up, slide that leg down, and switch sides. So I'm going to move my chair here to the center so I can come around to the other side. So again, we're taking that inside leg on the chair, sending my toes way to the far side, and then lunging. So this now outer hip gets that stretch. And release. So just moving back and forth. Pausing for a moment to stretch. Good. All right, now stay forward in that bit of lunge, hand on the chair for support. Outside hand comes up. We side bend to the back of the chair. Maybe this feels like a nice deeper stretch. Maybe you take your hand to your knee and focus on a little balancing. Big toes, little toes into their surface. Good, lift the arms back up, and here's our opportunity to hinge. Switch to the heel on the chair, hinge forward. Maybe we can reach the toes on this side. Pull them gently towards you. Good, come upright, slide that leg off and come and have a seat. Coming into our four stretch, taking that right heel over left knee. Gently push this knee open. And then even just twist a little bit to that back leg or to the bent leg. Good. Come center, walk around, twist the other direction. Good, come front, and now we hinge. Maybe we get a little deeper. And again, if this is too much for the hip, you can always just cross the leg and pull it into you. You won't get as much of a stretch, but breathe into this. Release this leg. Pull the leg across. Just use the opposite hand and just pull, pull, pull across. And release. Shake it out. Other side, bring that heel up. Shimmy through those hips, right? Get your weight evenly distributed. Open, push this hip, this knee down rather. And then again, walk towards that bent knee side first. And then walk around to the other side. And then our center. And then hinge. Good, come upright, cross the leg completely over, and then just gently pull. And bring both feet onto the floor. And let's take our final 3 breaths for the day here. Inhale. Well, not our final 3 breaths for the day. Exhale. For the class, that would be bad. Inhale. Exhale. One more. And exhale. And that is it. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. Great job. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you in a few weeks. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good class.